This is the Bulls Chat Podcast, very first edition of the NAHL Bulls Chat Podcast. I'm Joe Malone, head coach, general manager of the North Iowa Bulls. Todd Sannon is here. Good morning. Thanks for being on the program.
Good morning, Joel. Thank you. We appreciate it.
So what has it been like making the move up to the NAHL, and have you ever had a busier off season than the one you just got through?
It's busy. It's super busy because I'm still involved with both teams, but I mean, as far as there's not really a lot of difference in what you have to do because it's all still part of the North American Hockey League umbrella.
Okay. Now, jumping into the team, the players, how does the NAHL team player combo differ from the NA3HL team player combo?
Well, I think you see a bit more of an advanced skill set with the NA players, and we've had the best of what's been available at the NA3 level. But you still see guys, they process a little quicker and they move about and make plays a little bit quicker than the NA3 guys do.
Okay, and not to knock anybody, at that level, because that's what this is all about, is moving people up the ladder, growing those skills.
Of course. Yeah, and that's our ultimate goal, is to help kids develop and advance.
Now, jumping into a new group of guys, were you trying to put together a team that fits your style, or were you like, okay, this is the best center, this is the best defenseman, I'm going to take the best, and then we'll figure out what to do with them? That's
a great question, Joe, and I think coaches, especially older coaches like myself, you kind of get stuck in the way you want to play. So you have a tendency to recruit the style of players that you want to play like. So looking at it, I mean, obviously we're going to try to take the most talented, most gifted players available, and then if needed, mold them into our systems and style of play. But yeah, I mean, I don't think fans are going to see anything different from what they've seen in the past, regarding the speed of our team and quick strike and transitions.
So you're not bringing in a neutral zone trap or anything like that?
No, we will not play boring hockey with either of our teams here in Mason City.
Good to hear. A win's a win, but we'd rather have a flashy win. We want excitement going on.
We're modeling ourselves after the '80s Oilers. Like, okay. if we win 9-7, that's a fun game for everybody, except for the goalies.
Yeah. You just ice them down after the game and be like, hey, you still got the W. Your goals against is shot, but you got the W. So.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of the games that we've seen so far for the North Iowa Bulls in 3 exhibition contests, first one was a 7-3 loss to Shattuck. Then it was a 7-1 win over Aberdeen, and Aberdeen was in the finals for the NA last year. And then the third game was a 5-4 overtime loss to Aberdeen, where the Bulls twice overcame a 3-goal deficit. Which one of those games is the closest to the truth for this year's North Iowa Bulls team?
So there again, that's a challenging question, and I think there's probably not a correct answer in that because we really moved our pieces around as far as player personnel for all of those games. They were all different kids and combinations. So the loss to Shattuck, we had a lot of our younger players in that game. And then the Friday night win over Aberdeen, we had a pretty veteran squad in. And again, on Saturday, we went with a younger look, that game, we got down 3 rip, I think, and then kind of battled back into that one. And I think that was impressive that our younger guys didn't get rattled. They just kept playing, and they battled back in a game that they had a bit of a hole in. So I think this is going to be a team that, as long as there's time on the clock, they're going to have a chance to win games.
Well, I know that Saturday game, the overtime loss, that was exciting. I mean, after being down 3-0 after the first period, I was telling the fans right in front of the Alpha Media press box, I'm like, we're getting at least 2 goals. We're going to make this happen. And the team rolled. They responded.
Yeah, and I mean that's probably really an attest to the kind of players that we have, that they do have a lot of ability, and just given the chance to create opportunities to score, they're going to get that done.
Now, not to single out any individual players, but some names that come to mind when I was thinking back to the couple of games that we've seen so far. Messick. Well, you actually got a pair of brothers, Messick brothers, don't you?
Yeah, Michael and Jack Messick.
Yeah,
Michael's the forward, Jack's a defenseman.
Yeah, this is like a recurring theme for a Todd Sandin team, where you just find the best brothers. You know, whether it's Stangs or Bumps or Messicks, you know, and you bring them in, and it's worked in the past, so hopefully it's going to work here too in the present.
Yeah, you know, I think with Jack being a veteran defenseman on our team, he's going to be a leader for us both on and off the ice. And then Michael is just an extremely talented young player that we really have high hopes for him to be a Division I commit, hopefully before Christmas or at that point. Not to put any pressure on him or that situation, but these are a couple of guys, and as brothers, we're very blessed to have them both in our program. One little side note on them: you would think that they would bill it together in town, but they both requested to bill it away from their brother. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I suppose, you know, a little bit of distance is a good thing, you know, every once in a while there. Now,
exactly.
Let's talk about the busy week you've got coming up: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Blaine at the Schwann Super Rink. There are 4 games, and there's all kinds of storylines with these games. First one is Wednesday morning. You're playing the Minnesota Wilderness, and from your time in the NA3HL, you had a very good relationship with that team as far as moving players up to play at the NAHL level. Talk to me about that matchup and that familiarity.
So yeah, we still have I still have ties to that team. Their general manager and I went to high school together at Anoka, so there's a fair amount of knowledge between the two teams and staffs. But it's an exciting opportunity to play against people, and then, as you said, some of the other built-in drama on the schedule. You have the Amarillo team and the Kenai team, which obviously our team was in Amarillo last year, and Coach Murdoch was with Kenai last year. So the North American Hockey League's built a little drama into our schedule there.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, was it on purpose, or was this just a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say, that we've got such good talking points going into the first games of the regular season?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to think that they have the opportunity to put whatever schedule together they'd like. So maybe it's a bit random, or maybe it's completely on purpose. We don't really know.
And then the fourth team that you're going to be playing is the Jamestown Rebels. Not much you can do for scouting them. They didn't get the opportunity to play last year.
Yeah, that was a team due to COVID that went dark. I mean, there were just so many restrictions in their area that they were not able to field the team and operate last year. So I'm sure they have a veteran coach there, Joe Coombs. So Joe has obviously the ability and the knowledge to put teams together. So we're definitely not looking past them in the whole grand scheme of the schedule we have.
Well, I'm looking forward to the opportunity to see games that go into the regular season column, and then just a couple of weekends here until the home opener for the North Iowa Bulls. One last question for you. What are you most looking forward to this season?
I think just the opportunity to work with this level of athlete and help them get Division I scholarships. I mean, this has obviously been a great junior hockey town for a lot of years. And it's fun to have kids of this level back in and be able to work with them.
It's going to be a fun year of hockey with the North Iowa Bulls debuting in the NAHL. Head coach, general manager Todd Sandin, thanks for the time.
Thank you, Joe. We greatly appreciate it.
That is the Bulls Chat Podcast. Thanks for listening.